Yeah. Thank you for the support, Shorts guy, and hope you're doing well. We're shoving the King 9 off, 14 bigs. Oh, he got a throne something at us. I don't know what that means. Is that... I got a Rudolph thrown at me. And a kiss! That's nice. Should we send a kiss back? I don't know who it is. But there's a lot of guys I coach, and that's the thing, and a lot of guys who watch the Twitch stream, I suppose. So, or a lot of guys I have coached historically, and it could be a range of opponents. So let's send a pigeon back. No, I didn't manage to do that. Oh, I didn't mean, thought a pigeon would be nicer. No, that's okay. My poor little donkey's been killed. Ah, I like Weebay. I'm rooting for him. He's throwing an egg at me. So we got our friend Weebay again, and a Sharknado playing for $1,000. Sharknado, I don't know, but we'll have a look. Weebay, I don't know. He's sending lots of waves. Let's copy him, huh? I don't know what we're doing, but that feels like we're ganging up a bit. I'm just gonna jam the pocket 10s. 9s? Nope. Got ourselves a nice ace-7 off. Keep limping, it's my plan. I'm going to go for a bet. We can't really check calls, so I'm going to go for just a one and done type bet. And then we're going to check here. And we just check folding. Yeah, no problems here. Weebay says hello. Frustratingly, I always seem to have other tables going as well. It's a part of the problem when you're waiting for action. What I wanted to do also was like look up Sharknado. So let's have a little look at that. Oh, this guy's actually played quite a bit, so I don't know if he is such a recreational, maybe. I mean, we don't know. He was unknown, so we'll figure out. Let's have a look yesterday how he did. No, he didn't play yesterday. That's maybe a good sign that he's not playing every day. Could be an MTT reg or something. Okay. Got ourselves a jacket off. Start with a check. As behind it. Oh yeah, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow. A very similar board when we had 7-2 off against his limping, which was interesting. So I'm going to start with a bet though. Irish luck sends 10 following. Thank you, and may you bring some Irish luck. My quarter Irish gran would be very happy. Gonna go for a bet here. So, interesting river with a 2 pair. We have interesting decisions here. So how much does he call? Check call with hearts, hearts. He definitely could do. Will he ever hero off with like pretty... I think he might hero off quite wide. We can be perceived to be bluffing a lot with 5x, 7x, 9x. Stuff like that. So I'm actually going to go for an overbet ship in. It's pretty thin. But I'm going to try it. Didn't work. Okay. I was hoping if he had some sort of... King X, he'll just snap us off. But yeah. 4-6 off. Fold the 5-2 suited. I completely agree, Ilmiris, in terms of like spins are such a nice foundation, I think, for any format of the game, and I really do, yeah, recognise that. We'll fold the 5-4 off. I'm going to try and punt off a little bit in my 20s because it always annoys me, and it's like the EV of this 20 is like so negligible. It's like one mistake, you know. Yeah, I don't know enough about him, so I'm going to fold this. But I could limp it if I had an idea, you know. But maybe limping's still fine. I'm not sure. Ryan, you missed half time show as well. What is everybody doing? What? We give you all these announcements in chat. Oh, I missed half time show. Oh, I was watching a movie. Ryan, the only movie you need to be watching is right here. Get yourself a whiteboard and write the time on, right? Fold this. We're going to start with limp. I'm going to go for a bet. I'll be barreling on a lot of turns. Depends what they are. Again, I think this is a bit of a... Not sure how much of a reg this is. That's certainly a card we're very happy to barrel on. Again, don't know how good this is. So if he's a better player, I bet big. If he's... We're going to bet small and we'll figure out after if we were right or wrong. I think he can fold a 5x or 7x at this point. Obviously call with any heart. Goes for a small raise. We're just going to fold now. Nice play if he's bluffing. Okay, we won our $20 game, by the way. Just everyone wants to keep up to date with that, I'm sure. Now we can focus. It's too many tables trying to chat and everything at the same time. I do like to, when I'm playing the high stakes, really keep my focus in. 65% delay. Gonna check call. I'm supposed to go check bet fairly frequently. Something like 3 point. I was going to say 3.3 is what I was going to say. I think we should probably expect to see a call mainly here. God, he's sending emojis as well. That's interesting. Wow. A raise and a snap fold. That's really interesting. Oh, these guys. We're calling off here. Goods. 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 Unlucky to Weebait, who I respect his emoji tossing skills very much. And I hope that stands him in good stead for many, many profitable months to come. Okay, we flop a flush draw and an open and straight draw. I think we're going to start with check. We don't have too much information about this guy other than he check raised the river. I played a really interesting hand where he check, called, check raised on a board that was not favourable for him, and so I want to try and get the showdown as much as I can and figure out. So calling. Okay, if he shoves or something, yeah, we just fold now, no problem. Ryan brings out the girlfriend brags. Thank you, Ryan. Okay. Interest in raise from this stack depth. 13.8. Or 12.8, rather. You wouldn't expect to see it too often. We'll limp as a trap. Obviously calling off a jam. Flop a top pair. Gonna bet my top pair. With a queen of spades. Kicker is obviously very nice. Okay. Gonna get an ace queen. min raises again. It'd be interesting to see if he has a min raise calling range or a min raise folding range and what he turns up with. I mean, there is some min raising. That's a shame. It's not. That's sad. But good luck to him. I was pretty excited, but that's sad. We'll play another. That's a really small 3-bet. Really interesting. Obviously not folding this hand. Let's see what sizing he uses on this. You'd expect if he had the kings and aces now to just pile in a 6 big blind bet or something. Goes 3.5. Really interesting. He hasn't set up a turn jammer at all. We do have a gut shot. But the 10 isn't exactly live in that he can certainly have ace king here. I think we're just going to fold. We have a hell of a lot in this range that connects with this board, and so we're not folding very often. But that's a really interesting sizing by him. Could be a bluff. Certainly possible. Could, of course, also be queens. That's also possible. Okay, we're getting it through. Ace, king, suited, small blind versus button. Just gonna go for 5 big blinds here. I think these guys are reg, so I want to make sure I have a bit more of a balanced 3-betting range. Okay. 2.5, just doing a little bit of maths. Yeah, happy with 2.5, I think. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go 3, just a little bit bigger. 3.3. I think it's just an extra 0.8 big blinds when he's got a jack here. Or a queen 10 or a queen 9 or something. I think they're all calling regardless. And I think it just allows for a slightly easier turn shove. Do we ever want to do any trapping here? What would the bluffs be? Very hard. I'm going to shove this. We might have like an ace-4 suited type bluff. I think he calls off with a king X. I think. Don't know. Might call off with a jack X. Yeah, here's a king X. Respectable tank. I think that certainly seems reasonable. Unlucky to wee bay. As our $1,500 is up for grabs, and we have a marginal chip lead in the heads up. Ryan says he calls off very wide. That's reassuring, Ryan. Okay, we flop a top of all top, not really top of all top pairs, but the highest pair we could have. Very interesting information we're seeing here, Ryan. So this guy certainly could be like an empty viewer, as Zamix is now following, and we thank you very much for the follow, and I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna limp. Raising also absolutely fine, but pretty happy to call an ISO. Interesting donk that he comes up firing. 2 of us back to a straight draw. Certainly start with a call here. 8 jack queen 10 please on the turn. Ace, not a bad card. I mean, in terms of our range, obviously, and we certainly have hearts in our range. We would not be raising any of those on the flop. Could he be donking hearts? Possible, for sure. He comes with 1.5, and like we could now think about raising and barreling him off. We could also raise and just check as well if he's got like a 6-5 or a 10-8 or something with a spade. The 10's not ideal for that though. I think, to be honest, we're just going to let this one go. It's pretty nitty, but like I think we have obviously such a wide range of hands that would do better there. And again, I don't know too much about him, and I don't want to like, if we think maybe he's a bit of a more gambly type, let's say, I think how do we make EV from this guy? It's just going to be about making hands, and so yeah, that'll be our main goal. Okay, thanks. Now we have top pair. Will he come up with donk again on a much? This is a much more reasonable donking board. He comes up with a check. I guess we'll bet ourselves. Could size up as well, but I'm fine with the backdoor heart. We don't mind if some marginal hands want to call. It's pretty hard to find folds here, but we did apparently. Because you don't think a 2x folding, a 3x folding, 7x folding, an 8x is folding. And so we're left with sort of like Jack 9 or something. And anything, you know, 2 cards above Jack 9, and typically you expect to see a lot of icing. So it's kind of interesting. Again, he's going for this heavy min-raise strategy, and so we want to make sure we don't miss any 3-bet bluffs, 3-bet shoves, I should say. In terms of 3-bet bluffing, that's a really interesting prospect and something we can think about. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it. I will probably try at some point. Okay, min ISOs. So I think he can be kind of wide. So I'm going to start with defense certainly with his hand. Flop a pair. Last time he went for a kind of awkward sort of 1/3 sizing, like a 1.65 or something. My prediction will do something similar. 1.6. 1.9, a little bit bigger. Just below a half pot though. Nothing to do here, but just cool. Let's turn a 4 or 9, please, and make our lives easy. Jack's not great. So we'll have a look and we'll see what he does on this turn. 9 isn't fantastic. It blocks a lot of the bluffs we'd want him to have, kind of thing. I don't know how wide he's doing this. It feels like it could certainly be bluffs, but again, we're just getting up folding here. No problem at all. We would have Queen X, we'd have Jack X, we'd have clubs, we'd have straight draws. All make better calls there. And no problem at all. We'll be shoving this hand. Juniors. Does Jack still stream here? Not for over a year, I don't think. But maybe one day in future we can convince him. Okay. But shout out if you're one of Jack's original followers. Okay, we're going to call the Jack 2 suited. Okay, he goes for another. He likes to non-all in. So one of the adjustments, we're going to make some adjustments. I'm not going to be too vocal about them yet, but we're going to figure them out as we go along. This could end up being a cooler if he's got us beat. Depends on the board, of course. King isn't a great card, but I think we're just going to have to call off if he shoves. I think he's shown enough propensity to have just too many bluffs at this point. He checked, which is actually somewhat promising. So we'll check back. 10 of spades is not the end of the world. We'll check. I probably will check if he checks, to be honest. I'm a little worried that he may have some traps here still. What if he jams? What are we going to do? I think we're going to call off if he jams. He could have easy like a hand like Queen 6 or Queen 4. I'm actually going to check, and part of the reason I'm going to check is because I just don't know what he has. We saw him take in an earlier spot, take a random check raise shove, and I'm a little bit worried about that. I don't want to bet fold this, so I'm going to check this back and just Basically, get some information. He has pocket nines, which seems pretty reasonable. Would that call the river bet? Really hard to say. I mean, probably, but we didn't. I don't know if he had pocket nines in his range. You know, as played, like that certainly could be a hand that he would have played differently. In future, we'll obviously go for, well, we can think about going for some value there. But I think when you have a really uncertain spot, that information is quite useful to see. We shove king queen, get call base 2, which all seems very reasonable. Flops an ace. Okay. Jack it off. Oh, hang on, we're deep shallow now, so I'll just jam in. I thought we were still 9 big. 9 bigs is close, 7 bigs is not close, like, it's just a jam. If it's 9, I think you can go either way. Didn't see the blinds have gone up. King 7 suited, I will be calling off your jam, mate. What? I mean, okay, we're just gonna jam it in. We were calling off anyway, and like, fine. 8 bigs, I think it's probably correct just to ship it in here. That's a shame. Pip by 1 every time. That's a chop though. Okay. We'll fold. Really interesting to see him min-raise king 8 off there. Okay. We'll limp fold this. It goes for another ISO. He loves these ISOs. Here it's actually fairly easy to come through the call because I mean we just basically get to realize all our equity. If we hit, we hit, and if we don't, we fold, and that's fine. If he min bets, we're just gonna fold this. But given that he's been ISOing a reasonable amount, we're kind of fine with that. We'll check it. 10 is a dangerous card. Will get us potentially into trouble. Don't know. It's a really awkward spot now. I was fairly comfortable just folding and giving up, especially when he checked here, but like, could he have air? He definitely could have air. He goes for 2 big blinds and we have a horrible decision now. Does he ever check aces or something like that on the flop? Does he 2.5x aces? I don't think so. So aces, kings, queens I want to eliminate from his range, which means we're basically looking at maybe like jacks or something. And 8 of spades come. Maybe we should just ship this on the turn. But maybe he's got bluffs here. He checks. So we're kind of hoping he's got bluffs here. He may not. It's going to be really sad if he has a hand like 9-7. That's going to really, really be frustrating. He could have pocket jacks here. That's also true. I'm hoping he's got a hand like maybe queen 4 off and just decides to ship it in here. Queen jack. Okay. It's all good. Pretty reasonable. We'll play again.